Hello, I'm BX and welcome back to the video. Today I have something that I very rarely do on my channel, but that I absolutely had to make an exception for today, because this is Desolation by BeanCrew49. So, if you haven't heard me talk about BeanCrew49, he's another YouTuber, as you can see right there, that has made this absolutely insane project called Desolation that really pushes Minecraft console to the limit. This entire thing was done by hand, and it's just one of the craziest projects I've ever seen. Today I wanted to showcase the entire thing, and just kind of show you, what you can do if you work at something for years and years and years, because this is one of those projects I've seen slowly developed over the past few years, and it just gets bigger and crazier every single time I look at it. And today I wanted to share the experience of all of you. So if you do all enjoy this video / map tour thing, please do like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like these sorts of videos where I check out some of the craziest projects. Again, I really think this is pushing Minecraft console to its absolute limits, and you'll see what I mean by that, because this is an Xbox One. This entire world was built on Xbox One, and there's a lot of compression algorithms on this console to make save sizes go down and to make the world run smoothly. But because of just the sheer amount of different stuff with different blocks and stuff going on here, you can see how the world will lag just based on, two people in the world, without any entity stuff going on, just because of how much is going on. And that's one of the craziest things. Anyway, yeah, this world was built by BeanCrew49. Like I said, he's a fellow YouTuber, so you might want to check it out if you want to see some of this being built. But with that said, let's get straight into showing you what this thing is all about. So this takes place in the fictional town or city of Culverton, USA. And yeah, the reason this is so cool is because it is an entire city recreation. So yeah, basically it's kind of like, the way he sold it to me was kind of like DayZ in Minecraft, where, or you could play Hunger Games or any particular mini game that requires lots of resources, where you spawn in all in one particular point, or you actually get to pick your spawn point, it seems, because there's different mansions. This is an armor mansion, this is a food mansion. They all have backstories that, there's so much going on with each of these places. But yeah, you pick a mansion to spawn in, and everyone has their own one, and the backstory is that everyone in this place was torn apart by demons or zombies, or whichever, deity you'd like to imagine. Yeah, this entire place was just torn apart by stuff, and, you've been in your mansion this entire time. Now you've got to come out of your mansion and survive. So it's a survival game, that has, like, the multiplayer element to it, and it's really, really cool just in the concept. But when you see this thing, you will want to go and explore this thing, and I would love to play, the Mindsy or DayZ, whatever you want to call it, on this sort of thing, because when you look around the world, the detail and the, the loving, detail to any single part of this map is insane. So just bear in mind, the size of this map is pretty much an entire classic-sized console world. If I go up and down, you can see this entire thing goes in each direction, and although that's kind of impressive by itself, keep in mind each of these buildings you're going to see. So, as I go this direction to, what is that, Aubrey Plaza over here, every single direction, every single thing has been very carefully built with, carefully placed chests too. So if you look around, for instance, right now you can see, there's cars. Each of these cars is actually hand-built. Each of these buildings isn't just a building on the outside that looks different and is, carefully placed. They actually all have stuff going on the inside with carefully hidden chests. And it's like, I guess to some extent, again, I like to compare it to like a Hunger Games map, but, it's that, but on a whole grander of a scale. This is like 10 to 20, 50 times, whatever you want to call it, compared to a Hunger Games map, and it's crazy to look around. So, yeah, let me just show you a few examples. So, Digger, I'm going outside and get some milk and eggs. But yeah, if you actually look around the place, these entirely fleshed out buildings where someone put a lot of effort into making a place and then making the place look destroyed. And, the final outcome from it is just really, really beautiful, if you ask me. So, for instance, there's a McDonald's over here. There's a lot of, like, stuff you'll recognize. So, oh, look, here's a McDonald's, but it's a destroyed McDonald's. Or, actually, this one looks like it's pretty fine, but there's some blood all over the place. And yeah, just an abandoned city in Minecraft, I feel like, for console, is just a perfect, kind of theme to build. And this guy, like I said, he's been building it for years and years. I've had him on my friends list for like just over a year now, I think, or maybe it's just under a year. But I've had him on there for a while, and he's always building something on this thing. And you can really see how, even with a play limit of 8, even if all 8 people are building, just the idea of getting something as big as this, it has 5 guys. Isn't that amazing? 5 Guys is the best, by the way. Oh, at least it's one of my favorites. But yeah, if you look around each of these buildings, they're all each, hand amazingly built by this sort of thing. And the way you can tell it's all hand built is because this entire world started on the Xbox One and it's just been slowly done there. And like I said, it's been going for like 4 years now in a way that means that if I just kind of run through the map, you can see how you get like frame rate dips just from the map itself, which is something you very rarely see on, worlds even this big, like especially on the Xbox One. But there's just so much going on, so many different things, I guess, that it makes the world happen like that. So let's show you around a few of the stores in case you are curious. There's a City Walk, maybe that's pronounced differently. There's a DDS, I guess, or DOS. There's again, these are like American stores. A Tool Town, I don't know how many of these are real and how many are just American stores I haven't heard of. There's a giant IKEA over here, which you can totally go inside if you want to. Look at that, isn't that crazy cool? Again, just everything about this world just makes me go, wait, and you can go inside that? Okay, it's a Starbuck singular, not a plural Starbucks. And yeah, you walk inside the place and it's actually doing pretty well, because it looks like the door locked pretty well. But the crazy thing about this world isn't just the fact that, oh, so it's a giant city built in, every direction that goes like this. It's the fact that there's so much stuff added on top of this giant city. So, on top of being this amazingly built city, again, that centers around the spawn, and that is hundreds of blocks wide, and, really well planned, like, it's a proper city plan, and stuff like that, there are just some amazing builds in their own right. So look at this thing. This thing is just mind-blowingly cool by itself, like it's an amazing arch, and it's just inside the world as one of the things you can go check out if you want to. Look at this, isn't that quite cool? If you look at any of the other builds, a lot of these are just amazing things by themselves. Look at this thing over here. I guess this is probably the town hall. And yeah, this is one of the crazy builds, and rather than just saying, oh, this is cool, look inside here, look inside that, I wanted to actually mention some of the game mode, because I think, by the way, as soon as you get out the city, that's how you win. That's how he sold it to me, so I guess if you walked out here, you'd be a winner, because you've escaped. I don't know if that's how it works entirely, but yeah, oh, by the way, built on a suspended thing, something else I forgot to mention, because this was built on the old super flat, where it only goes up to Y5, just like this as you can see, because this was built on an old super flat, they just built it above the ground so they could have below ground structures. Again, something, just everything about this screams, these people are really, really passionate. Some people say like, oh yeah, no one really plays Minecraft constantly more. These people have been playing it for years, and they've been making bigger and bigger and bigger stuff. Like, okay, for instance this, a giant city office block, you might be like, oh, yeah, they've clearly done the thing like most builds do, where it's just the first 2 floors furnished. Nope, it seems like every single floor on the inside is detailed. If you want to go to the top, you can. There's an amazing giant church here. There's this, there's that. There's just every single section of the map has giant builds, but on top of the fact that it's... Okay, there's a football field here. I guess it's kind of a stadium. It's not really a stadium, it's a football field. But yeah, on top of having all of this stuff that is really cool by itself, on top of the, the amazing kind of way that this whole thing is built, and by the way, it looks like I think this is the in development corner of the map. I could be entirely wrong there. But on top of all this cool, crazy stuff, there's actually a lot of, like, I guess, infrastructure that links it. So, for instance, there is a metro or a subway or whatever you want to call it, like a thing that goes underneath the map and that connects lots of places. So if you want to, if I had to guess, that M probably stands for metro. I'm going to guess that down here we can go into the... This is probably a metro, right? But yeah, for instance, there actually are these metro trains that you can take down. Okay, there we go, down here. I guess is probably the metro. But yeah, it links different sections of the map together, and the fact that all of this has been so carefully planned is just amazing to me. Like, the amount of effort people put into planning real cities, I feel like was put into this world by itself, and just everything I look at makes me go, yeah, I do think that, building on console is an entirely valid thing. Some people try to say, like, oh, yeah, you're only really serious doing the PC, but I think this proves that, like, entirely wrong, because this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and again, entirely built on the console, as I understand it. So, yeah, with that said, by the way, it disconnected and reconnected, if you want to know where there was a skip there. With that said, I did just want to kind of cover a few other aspects, because on top of this being, just a crazy cool build by itself, I think one of the other inspiring things about this map, perhaps to you, let's go inside this mall and show you around as I talk about this. One of the other inspiring things about this, to me, is the amount of creativity that the guy behind it, BeanCrew49, has actually put into certain game modes. So, the core version is called Desolation, or it's kind of like the, MineZ, DayZ, whatever you call it. Okay, so this is like a whole nother mall, by the way. Again, every single store, hand done, and like the entire place is... I just think it's amazing that there's multiple like different shopping centers, and they're all, they've got entirely different feels, entirely different looks, and they're both kind of entirely valid. But yeah, moving on to my point, on top of just, being an insane build that you can look around and be like, I wish I had the time, or I wish I could build this much, I think the other thing about it to me that makes me go, wow, is the fact that he actually took the creativity and made a bunch of different mini-games you can play on this thing. So, on top of the fact that it's meant for this giant 8-player game mode that lasts for, I guess, tens of minutes, dozens of minutes, or, hours in some cases. On top of being this giant game mode for that, it also has a bunch of mini-games built into it, which just shows that you can make this one amazing I guess he had this vision for a city, Colton, USA, in his head, and he turned it into the thing, and then it works for lots of different things. It's not just a, one-hit wonder of play Desolation, but also you can, they mentioned something called Protect the Mayor. There's a bunch of other mini-games you can play, using this place, and the fact that one map can provide so many different things is, to me, it's one of those things where it's like, if I had focused on creative building, because as you guys know, I'm a Survive guy, this is the sort of thing that I'd like to look at and say, yeah, I did pretty well there. Look, this house was just torn in half, and look how well it's done. But yeah, maybe you saw something around here that it does inspire you. I hope you did. I thought this would be a cool thing to check out, because it's one of those things I've wanted to show off for a while, because even though I don't do map showcases on my channel, or subscribe showcase, or whatever else you want to call them, because for the most part, I think, it's build inspiration, can come in better forms. I think this is the sort of thing that just made my mouth go wide open, and again, it's cool for a lot of reasons. It pushes the console to the edge in a way I've never, truly seen another map do. Like, it hasn't dropped frames too bad here, but, in certain parts of the map, it's just like, whoa, what happened there? But it pushes the console to the edge of just how much you can do just by building crazy stuff. It's an amazing build of so many different just cool stuff by itself, but all combined into one place. And it's also a testament to the amount of creativity you can put into one Minecraft map. So I believe there's a giant ball of credit right here. So if you want to see any of the other builders that helped out, again, I've been saying it like it was one dude, but it was really coordinated by, the Destination, the Bing crew, but it was also built by a lot of these different people. And if you and some friends have this big idea, why not make it a reality? Maybe we give you an inspiring message. I guess this whole thing might be that, but maybe that encourages you to do your own thing. I don't know. For me, at least, this always inspires me to be like, yeah, I want to get back to what I was doing, and maybe it does that for you too. Anyway, I hope you did all enjoy today's video. If you did all like it, like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel and lets us know you do like these sorts of videos where I go around stuff. Should I show off any other worlds that I find that are equally crazy? Because look, even this logo, I think is just a small thing, but look how cool the logo is. But yeah, do you think I should show off more worlds like this, or what do you think? Let me know with a comment down below. And like I said, like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, subscribe if you're around here, check out Bean Crew if you want to see more of this, and I'll see you all in the next video.